Tim Taylor. His talk is You've Landed the Corporate Client, Now What? Delivering Training at Enterprise Scale. Tim Taylor is co-founder and co-CEO of The Great Discovery, a global knowledge and affiliate marketplace expanding access to education, training, and entrepreneurship worldwide. With 30 plus years in business, entrepreneurship, and marketing, he enables teachers, coaches, authors, and speakers across virtually every country and language to promote and deliver their content globally. Welcome, Tim.
Hey, well, thanks, guys, and thanks, guys. I've been tuning in for the last couple of days. Running a company as we all do. It gets a little bit hairy out there sometimes. So juggling back and forth. So I've seen about 4 or 5 sessions. What do you have? 21 speakers. It shows 18 on here. It's been magnificent. And my question to you guys, have you guys been empowered here? Did you learn enough anybody get any real nuggets that you're equipped to get out there and make it happen? You're ready for that transformation. You're ready to move into the next level. Put a 1 in the chat if you got something that's epic that you're going to cling to, that is going to bring you your next corporate account. Yeah, I did, and just on the few sessions that I came with and tuning in and Aaron and I did a session, and I think I was on with Jay and Stephen too, I think a couple of weeks ago, and it's just been great information. So what I really want to cover in here today is a little bit more on, okay, so you've got your content, you've poured your heart into it, you've identified the problem that you're going to be able to help solve as you serve the people, that workforce of that corporation. You know what you're going to do, right? You're in the door, you've got it done. In this session, in the full 3-day summit that they've had here, the layout that Aaron put out is 4 stages. Stage 1, get seen, right? It's been covered great. You know exactly what you need to do to get seen. Stage 2 is get understood, communicating your message, getting in the door and identifying exactly what you've got and making your pitch and helping to get it across. Stage 3 is getting viable, formatting your content in a way that consumed it. Simon T. Bailey the other day had one nugget that really jumped out at me as I was listening into him. He said, all content has babies. All your courses have babies. All your keynotes have babies. And it's delivering those babies is really what it's all about. Nobody goes out and delivers a baby. It's like, well, I think I'll have a baby now, and here you go. No, you got to get prepped for the delivery of it. And it's the same thing in working with corporations or organizations and other things. So what I'm going to really cover here in this session is ways that you can equip without going and buying the farm or doing things, so that you can be equipped when you get in that door, when you've got everything that you need, so that you're not only there to deliver your keynotes or whatever else that you've got, but you've got the follow-up and the mechanism to make it work. Years ago, I managed a large congregation at a church, and I had somebody that came, and we were largely virtual. We had people out all over the country that were out, kind of like post-COVID. Most of us are working remotely. We're working on Zoom. And he had something that really was going to be very beneficial. Yeah, it's like, so how are you going to get that out to our people? He said, well, I've got it. Here's the solution. You get it out. I kind of scratched my head and said, oh, okay, I'll get back with you on that. Let me talk to my staff. You know what that means, right? It's like, yeah, well, it's probably not going to happen. And the key was he didn't have a means of delivering it. Well, here's the secret. Most small and mid-sized companies don't really have a refined means of delivering your knowledge, your education, your courses, your assessments, your tools. Maybe you might be able to get your keynote out and deliver it, but being able to get those tools in a way that is going to not just identify the problem and show them a solution, but implement that solution. In a lot of cases in corporate training, one of the things that we've learned is, you can't just show someone how to do it. they've got to be able to, from the corporate level, be able to administer that to their people. They need to know when they're starting, who started, who hasn't. Have you ever noticed when you get into a company, there's always that old adage of you're moving up the corporate ladder. Well, the people that move up the corporate ladder are the ones that are executing and delivering at scale. They've got, talents. They're moving on up. And, companies want to know who's executing, who's completing and engaging, what their scores are, how they're doing on that solution that you brought, that they invested dearly into empower those people. So putting your content up sometimes and hosting it on YouTube or Kajabi or something, great platforms, yet they're not really going to give that corporate side the ability to get the analytics, to get the data to see who's doing what, who's in the right place, and who do we need to reposition. And so that's really what it's all about with the Great Discovery. And I'm not going to do this here as a sales pitch today, yet I want to show you just a few things to take into consideration. And so let's go ahead and get started with what we're talking about. I'm going to start with the big picture. In Six Sigma training, which is where we came from, my wife, Sandra, who's on here as well, she's also the co-founder and co-CEO of the Great Discovery, a much smarter, more prettier, and cooler co-CEO than I am. But in Six Sigma training, it's really all about metrics. It's about measuring and analyzing performance and so forth. And it always starts with the end in mind. You reverse planning on everything in Six Sigma. That's kind of the key if you ever really wanted to know that. So reverse planning, the big picture is this, is basically instead of you just selling to individuals, that's why we're here at this session. Instead of going peer to peer, basically now it's also with you selling to organizations that distribute to employees and members worldwide. So we need to know our customer. We need to know what they're at. What's going to be interesting to that corporate C-suite executive or that decision maker that's there needs to also be able to filter down to the people that are going to be consuming it. Their feedback is going to be highly important. And also their data is going to be highly important to that C-suite exec that comes through as well. So the result of what we're looking at here by deploying the things that you've learned over the last 3 days is it's a new market for us as creators. Instead of just going with that individual, now we're able to go into much higher ticket sales, instead of selling one item at a time. Maybe you're in a big room and you can sell dozens or even hundreds of items at a particular time, but it's still a one-time sale. It gives you more recurring revenue. And I'm going to show you a really cool thing here that we can help you with on our platform if you choose to use it, that can really enhance your recurring revenue. Going to give you a lot more exposure for creators. One thing I know that we're only as big as our own community. When we're working out on our own and individually, many of us have communities of thousands. I know some people with communities of tens and hundreds of thousands. Take Tony Robbins, he may have 50 million or more. That's a big community, but it's only his community. When you're able to get to that stage, to those large $50 million communities, it comes from getting more exposure. People are more spreading the word that's out there. And as you can get larger groups, if you bring in a company with 10,000, a workforce of 10,000, that's 10,000 more people that are likely to see it. Something Sandra showed me a long time ago with our Six Sigma training that we do is she would have people come and buy her content individually. You guys have experienced this, right? She would have people come and buy her content individually. They paid dearly for it. It wasn't cheap. They would go in to get their black belt certifications and some others. And those people that bought it on their own, their completion rate was about 20% or less that actually got through. They would spend the money, thousands of dollars to get into this material. Yet their outcome was, they didn't really have a motivation, something to drive it. But when she sold that same content to an organization, to a corporation where they were deployed and it was part of their moving up that corporate ladder aspect, the completion rate was massive. It was nearly 100%. Why? because it was either strongly recommended by someone that they needed to impress with their credentials, or two, it was required in order for them to continue getting paid. Now, it depends on the type of content that you have, but what that means is a much larger base of people that are familiar with and that have actually achieved transformation with what you've got, versus somebody that buys your content once from a stage and it goes back home into a box of books and tapes and courses and, you know, digital content of things that they've acquired at other sessions. It also gives a lot more selling opportunities for affiliates. What do I mean by that? You know, the first thing that's going into a door when you're moving into a company is, you've heard the term floated fear for 3 days. It's the champion. That champion is the person that's getting in the door. We can all go knock on a lot of doors, and that is a lot of work. But when you have thousands of champions that may well already be in the door that says, by the way, Darlene has got some content that really aligns with what I'm hearing that you need. I think she would be a great solution. You're already in the door. You still got to go through the rest of the process. But the idea for selling opportunities for affiliates or champions, as you would call it, there's a means to make that a reality. At the end of the day, it gives more efficient training for organizations, and that's what we're helping you to deliver through the Great Discovery Marketplace. So I have a real quick question. I just want to kind of get a little bit of a measurement of who here in the room has what. You know, how do you guys each deliver your content for individual customers? So if you're working individually, you know, one-to-one, people are subscribing for your courses or your classes or your events and so forth. How many of you use Kajabi? Great platform. LinkedIn Learning, how about that one? Another great platform. LinkedIn's, you know, it's obviously massive ever since Microsoft. I don't know about you, but I love it since Microsoft took over. They sure made a big difference since back in the days when we helped get LinkedIn started. It's transformed magnificently. School, Thinkific, Udemy on a marketplace type of a platform. It's not a lot of people use that. It's generally low on courses, right? How about your own custom site? How many of you do that? Put your own custom site and you build your own thing. You've got control, you got the keys, you got ownership of everywhere. Then there's Zoom, delivering your content. Most people are using Zoom these days, or even the Great Discovery is a viable point. Here's the real ticket that I want you to get today. If you want to close corporate deals, you need to have the solution with you, not just hope that they have one. You may have something that can not only identify the problem, but if they deployed it, it would solve all their problems. I would go in with the expectation that they probably don't have that delivery mechanism in place. Just like Aaron was just talking about, you know, when it comes to AI, they might be familiar with ChatGPT, but they may not be familiar with all the tools that they need to really get out and transform their workforce with the tools that they need. There's different platforms, different purposes. Here's the key with each of these, with the exception of the Great Discovery now, none of them are equipped for enterprise scale delivery to get the metrics and tools and benefits that those companies need to make it work. Oh, there's some that are out there. The big companies have them. They spend upwards of $1 million a year in what they call an LMS, learning management system. But most typical mid-sized to small companies or organizations don't. So the key here is if you go in with that plan in mind, it makes a big difference. It helps you to close. You're equipped, you're prepared, right? So what we're going to talk about here is a global enterprise knowledge platform. This is something that is designed expressly for mid to small to mid-sized organizations. It can be applied to large global organizations as well. And the key to it is applying specifically for what we're talking about. That's where you are a creator working with an organization to be able to access and benefit and support those employees and members, the workforce of that organization, to meet the organization's goals, right? That's really what it comes down to. It's the mechanism to do that. Now, some of the organizations that all of us are likely to run into, they don't have to be GM, it doesn't have to be a Fortune 100 company. In a lot of cases, it's small to mid-sized businesses or franchises. A lot of churches can use some of the things that you've got. Churches are groups of people that are, all open to learning. Everyone that's in a church is an open mind, not closed up.
In progress.
Some cases,
Why they should join us at Epic. So,
like we have
so I can't go live in Meetup like that.
I think we got an open mic going there. There we go. Okay, thank you so much. There's nonprofits, there's sales organizations, membership groups, associations, international organizations. These are all types of organizations that are really great for being able to reach out to. They don't always have to be Acme, giant corporation, Wall Street conglomerate. It can be something that's local that really needs your benefit. So here's some examples of typical the way that most people work in an individual versus company sale. We went through this, I'm sure, already. In an individual sale, you got one learner, one time. You're spending quite a bit of energy, in many cases, getting that sale closed. Unless you've really got a really refined and polished funnel and marketing system, you're often doing a little bit of one-on-one time, sometimes a lot, just to get that 297 sale. The corporate side, hey, you're going to often do, if you're following some of the processes that you've learned over the last 2 or 3 days, you're going to make a much higher ticket sale with really not that much more work. And the key to it is it's all content has babies. So if you're in the door, then you've also got residual other platform purchases. And I'm going to show you how we can even expand upon that. So bulk licensing of your courses and content, what is it? Organizations purchases licenses from your content for courses, certifications, subscriptions, or channels. Sometimes it's you lead in with a keynote that's going to address a particular problem, but be prepared to bring your babies with you to be able to have that follow-up material that goes in. Some example content categories, you guys get it: leadership training, sales training, soft skills, communication skills, customer service, seminars, and coaching. Identify what that group's issues are ahead of time, hopefully, and be prepared to address them. Sometimes you got to pivot. You may have something that's packaged that's one way. Now, with just a little bit of a tweak and a little bit of a pre-knowledge, in other words, do your homework, you're going to know more or less exactly what you need to do to adjust and pivot your content to be a little bit more effective for what their expressed needs are. It doesn't take a whole lot of work to be able to change something to address that particular audience and address their particular circumstances. Example, if you've got a group that you happen to know has a lot of cultural differences, they've got different divisions and groups, a very diverse group, a large Spanish-speaking group of people, maybe they've got teams in other different countries. Being prepared to address those needs are things that are important. So again, bulk licensing, you're getting larger transactions, more learners per course, more learner engagement, as we already covered. And, there's also, commissions and things that you can work on top of it. Ongoing sales opportunities for learner members as well. So when it comes down to coming in the door, there's more benefits for them equals more sales for you. Let's say Erin goes in and she has the creme de la creme, the solution to all of their problems and everything else. It's a fantastic package, but how do they going to deploy it? They're thinking, well, we're going to throw it on LinkedIn Learning and deliver it. Erin's thinking, well, no, I'm going to run it through my Kajabi. And well, wait a second, that may not work for you. How are you going to do it? So we're passing it back. So organizations, by using platforms like the Great Discovery, can do all of it from a single platform. They're able to, with the Great Discovery, they're able to train their members in nearly any language. If you've got follow-up courses, you've got a certification, you have an assessment that needs to go out. Most companies will come in, they run into a roadblock because they've got to go out and either one, get a different LMS for each particular group, or translate it and hire someone to be able to manage training for a community that, or a part of a workforce, a team that does only Vietnamese speech. Another one may only do Portuguese. Another one may only be Spanish or wherever. So being able to work with a singular environment, one source of truth, and be able to distribute all of them, that would be an advantage. With a great discovery, you can do that with them. You're able to license creator content across, access thousands of expert courses in many different topics. Remember where I said all content has babies, right? Can have babies. Well, they don't have to be your babies. They can be adopted babies. If you're going in with content, again, you got your foot into the door, you might know someone else that's got some great content that you can invite them as a solution. Here's a recommended course that really would be great to handle your HR issues that you've got going on. Oh, you got sales struggles? Wow, they're going to be fantastic. This is a great option. You can bring it in, and you can deliver it right down to them. Again, in any language, you can solve your problem. By making those referrals, you can actually, be able to access not only your content, but other people's content. For companies, a lot of cases, they've all got their internal content, their own, onboarding training or your safety training when they come in. But with when you're able to give them a platform where they can take outsourced content, yours or any multitude of other specialized material that is often referred by you, becomes beneficial to them. Companies can obviously deliver their own training, and when they can take their HR training, their recertifications and things, and be able to deliver it across cultures, across boundaries that they couldn't otherwise do, that becomes a big benefit for them. Now, it's important, though, they also want to be able to track learner progress. So again, companies, if they're going in through LinkedIn Learning or something like that, they can't really track their learner progress. They're not going to be able to get that dashboard of their metrics and their analytics that they need to do. If they've got an onboard, a safety training that's got to be done within 5 days in order for them to get the job, they need to know that it's been done in 5 days. They need to know who's passed, who's failed, who's cheating and using AI to get their answers, right? They also need to know how to be able to manage certifications and issue and track credentials and certificates and continuing education. And it's also nice for them to be able to provide perks and benefits to each employee. That's one of the things that the Great Discovery, by hosting as a creator on here, you can take this as a prepared solution for them. It costs you nothing to do that, and it's far less expensive for them to deploy their learning systems through the Great Discovery to reach their entire global community of workforce and memberships than it would be to go any other type of a program. And here, they also can give away nice perks and benefits. For example, in the Great Discovery, they can have access to thousands of free courses and content for kids, for people that want to improve in another area or so forth. It's an additional benefits package that they can offer. So here's a recap of creator and affiliate benefits, on the Great Discovery. 1, you get additional market and larger transactions. 2, you're able to partner with other creators worldwide to sell more. I can't really emphasize this enough, because again, we can only grow so big on our own, with our own efforts, with our own energy. But when we're actually able to leverage the communities and contacts of others, when Janet gets a foot in the door at her local church and has been delivering something, and she needs another resource that's outside of her particular skill set, she can just refer one that's on the Great Discovery also, and they can also come in and fulfill it. The Great Discovery monetizes and ties everything together. There's no additional work that's required. You get added corporate benefits, also means more sales for you. By bringing your content through this model, you're able to get a lot more benefits for them. Additional revenue from all platform purchases. Get this for a second. You bring on your keynote leads to your master class and a 6-week engagement and a certification course that you deploy. They deploy that out to 5,000 of their workforce members, right? Each one of them are required to take it or strongly encouraged under threat of termination, whatever it may be. Those are also all entirely into the marketplace. That means that they also, not whether it's corporately or individual, they have access and are driven through our algorithms to see your additional content that you've got available. So not only can they get your content, but also anyone else's content on the marketplace. The key to it is your babies or adopted babies, you get paid just the same. How many of you are opposed to an additional stream of income over and above what you would be getting from your own content? That would that hurt you or happy you? Hurt or happy? You get the idea, right? And that's what the Great Discovery facilitates. Let me give you a real quick little intro. I know I've been talking a lot and you're going, hey, how does the Great Discovery tie into this? Let me give you one little quick explanation here, and then let's go on and we'll wrap this up.
Your next TGD sale may not come from one person. It may come from a group of people. Now with TGD, you can sell courses and products in bulk to corporations, nonprofits, teams, communities, and businesses. Here's how it works. An organization chooses the training or products its people need, purchases a set number of product licenses, and delivers pre-populated accounts to each member. The company manages the purchase while its people get access to the TGD products selected for them. So instead of setting up and purchasing access one person at a time, the organization handles bulk account creation for the entire group at once. This also gives affiliates and creators a way to earn more through group sales, rather than depending on individual enrollments only. So join us for this new and exciting way to sell on TGD, selling to corporations.
So what does the Great Discovery do for creators in the first place? Okay, so this is assuming, yeah, we've got a great solutions for corporations, but how about you? What makes it so different? Here's a quick intro.
You've created something great. A course, a book, a workshop, a podcast, a coaching program. You spent years doing the hard part. Late nights, free content, unpaid time, all to help someone, somewhere, get results. Yet, somehow, it's still not enough. And it's not because your content isn't good, but because everything around it keeps slowing you down. Funnels, translations, marketing, tech stacks, endless platforms. It seems like half your time goes into tools, not doing what you love. And even when you make sales, it's hard to build something that lasts. That's exactly why we built the Great Discovery, an all-in-one platform that turns a single upload into a multilingual, automated, global business. Here's how it works. You upload your course, book, workshop, audio, or coaching program one time. Then, behind the scenes, the Great Discovery automatically translates your content into every major language, hosts it on a professional storefront, places it inside a global marketplace, connects it to a worldwide affiliate network, and tracks and pays you on every customer you refer, for life. But the Great Discovery doesn't just help with distribution, we also help you get discovered. As a creator, you're invited to present at global summits where audiences from around the world attend, and every session is translated live into multiple languages. You can participate in focused creator spotlights and masterclasses that highlight your expertise and feature your products to the entire platform. And you can also join collaborative community events where creators and affiliates support each other, share audiences, and grow together instead of competing for attention alone. Most platforms leave your content sitting on a shelf. This platform puts it on a stage. And maybe the best part? Every lead or customer you personally invite, from summits, spotlights, podcasts, posts, or your own list, becomes your lifetime customer inside the platform. For example, if you refer someone to buy a product, you'll earn a commission. And then if that person then buys someone else's product on the platform later, you still earn long-term commissions on every future purchase they make. But it even goes deeper than that. You also benefit from the network of networks you set in motion. When your customers refer others, and those customers refer others, your direct and indirect referral lines can generate ongoing commissions and royalties across the marketplace. One introduction could ripple outward and continue paying you for years to come. That's where the Great Discovery shifts from just another creator platform to a long-term business model. With the Great Discovery, you publish once, expand automatically, get promoted globally, and earn continuously through unlimited relationships. So if you're ready to get started, here's your next step. Become a creator today with a single one-time payment. Your creator account includes unlimited lifetime hosting, unlimited content translation at no cost, full-service LMS and shopping cart, access to our global affiliate network, integration into our global marketplace, worldwide network overrides, live support and training, stage time at global summits, and the Great Discovery International course. And maybe most importantly, it gives you the leverage and team you need to scale your business without more work, more tools, or more time taken away from doing what you love. So don't just sit around waiting to get discovered. Instead, become a creator on the Great Discovery and discover your greatness today.
No.
It's not that much vegetable preference.
So, basically what the Great Discovery does, to wrap it all up, is your content, it's not you out there by your own. We can handle any type of content, live events, complete curriculums, degree programs to reels. We can take books, audiobooks, ebooks, podcasts, your live events, all of it delivered in virtually any language instantly by geolocation. 72% of mainstream corporations in America have the majority of their workforce working remotely. Now you're able to reach out to all of them. You can't gather them all into a local place to hear a single keynote. We're working with all of them. Also, we're in a multinational world. It's increasingly globalized. What that means is that you are actually, the people that are in most workforces are not just all speaking English. By simply deploying on the Great Discovery, you're not only able to add potentially billions of people into your overall reach, but by engaging with corporations and organizations, you can do that in large blocks, increasing your exposure, benefiting that corporation, making much higher ticket sales, and supercharging your overall growth. The key to it is you're able to do this and take them with you at the same time, a delivery mechanism, not just here's a solution that you can figure out a way to apply. Here's a solution that we're giving you the mechanism to get it out to every person that you've got in your team, even if they're in subsidiaries around the world, they can benefit for the solutions to the problems that you've identified and helping them resolve. Now, getting started on the Great Discovery is pretty straightforward. The power of it, it's unparalleled. You can get started with a one-time setup, and I've got a special here for every single person that's on here today. One-time setup gives you unlimited lifetime hosting and translation. All the content, it doesn't matter how many courses, degree programs, books, podcasts, live events, as much as you've got, and with unlimited translation. We're not talking subtitles, all voice, all audio, all your books, all your materials translated in over 100 languages and dialects. Additionally, even your live events, if you're doing Zoom, you can listen. If you're on one of our channels, you can listen to that speaker in 41 languages in real time, full duplex, to be able to communicate. How many of you have teams that you'd like to be able to reach out to or wish they could be on your team, but there's a language barrier? It's gone with the Great Discovery. It also gives you any type of content or subscription, anything that you can imagine, any offer, any membership, any recurring transaction. It's all bundled. We can host it into a channel, much like a Spotify channel, only it's a TGD channel. You can handle corporate and enterprise sales are dialed right in. You can't do that with Kajabi. As cool as they are, they don't have a means for you to deliver that gives the corporate teams the tools that they need. This is the best solution that's available that you can carry around with you for these companies. Here's a great offer. And by the way, here's the means that you can deliver it, and we're not going to leave any of your team behind. It gives you global affiliate assisted sales. That's where all of us, everyone in this room and our thousands of other creators that are growing into other markets and cultures, you want to get into companies in other countries, guess what? Your solution will work just as well in China or Japan or Mexico or France as it will in America. You just don't have the means to deploy it. We've got the means to really open those doors for you. Instead of just looking at Main Street, look at every street. Anywhere where there's people, there's champions, they can get you in the door. You've got the solution. You become the subject matter expert. They become your delivery person, and you become the delivery person for them when they're the subject matter experts with your contacts. That's the way it goes. Your content is discoverable worldwide. Anything you put on the marketplace, if they're searching your topic in Japan, in Japanese, they will find you on the Great Discovery, delivering your content in fluent Japanese and priced in yen. That's a pretty cool thing. And then those people can also refer others in the Japanese community or any community, so your community can grow worldwide. You can earn on all your community content sales. The real cool part about this is everyone in your community, every member of those corporations, every one of their family members, every other person that comes directly or indirectly through them forever becomes part of your community. You're receiving fractional compensation on every knowledge transaction or subscription or book or paid event that they attend. You're getting paid on all of it, even though you had really nothing directly to do with it. But they're in your family. They're part of your family tree. Adopted children, nonetheless, but you get paid as they do anything. You get the Great Discovery International course, the 4th generation of Six Sigma. This alone is worth thousands of dollars. We host event rafting, so you get a event hosting. How many of you use Event Raptor? Steve and Jenny are great. They've graced us with the ability to gift you an Event Raptor account just by signing up. You could host summits like these included as part of your program. Now, this isn't expensive. You're going to be shocked at how much it costs. It's very little. Now, this is one time. Everything up there is included. There is no monthly fee. That's all the unlimited, all the tools, all the benefits, Event Raptor, all of it. It's all one-time payment, no monthly, no annual, no hidden costs whatsoever. Now, we do have some recommended add-ons. We don't have time to get into all of them today, but one is the Genius Club. It's a suite of over 70 of the world's top AI models, all integrated, one prompt. Tell it what you want to do. No longer 15 different subscriptions, one prompt. Agentic AI pulls it all together, completes your job, maintains your knowledge base in a secure environment. You're not training the world with this, right? It gives you the ability to download your translated content. Remember, one piece of content in over 100 languages is expensive on any AI system. When we're taking all of your content and put it into over 100 languages, that's a huge value for you. You can download it from your TGD account with the Genius Club and use it on YouTube or any other platform that you choose. There's a lot of benefits that are in that. Moreover, a content channel. That means hosting your coaching. You can host, or your next summit, or even your next keynote can be through your Great Discovery channel. Why is that advantageous? Well, one, you can stream it everywhere. But two, it's also delivered in 41 languages anyway. But three, it's also engaged. You know, in a summit like this, all of us are inviting our friends and family to come in to do this. But if anyone buys anything that we invited or they subscribe to anything at any summit, do you get paid on it? Probably not in most cases. With the Great Discovery, it's all a partnership platform. Everything is tied together. You being able to leverage multiple people's entire communities rather than just your own, it's a difference maker. Now, there's two ways to get started with this. I'm going to pass it back over to Aaron and Jay. So basically, one is the unlimited plan, where all the add-ons are optional. It only includes that's up here. Then the monthly plan includes all the add-ons. And by the way, these add-ons, if you refer 3 others, it's free. So they become unlimited as well. 3 referrals, no more add-on monthly fees. And these add-on monthly fees, what do you think they're worth? You know, $300, $500, $600 a month? No, it's a lot less than that. What we're talking about is regular price on this is, unlimited for everything, no add-ons, $649 one time in the US. You got it for lifetime, all of it, everything that's there. On the monthly, with the bundled in, it's only $299, and you're getting the Genius Club at $70 and Channel as a bundle at $79 a month. That gets you all set up with everything that you need to do that. You refer 3, and that $79 goes away. Now, here is an offer that I have for you. I'm going to drop it into the chat. But basically, if you choose to get started with the Great Discovery, first, by attending today, we have a free gift for you. It's those of you that have registered, there's a free gift. It's the Great Discovery book. The Great Discovery book, it's really the 4th generation of Six Sigma, recognized by MIT as one of the top 10 business innovations of the last 150 years. Yes, we own it, right? And the key to it is it's applied to you. It's a life planning program that is absolutely phenomenal. Free book. It's included for everybody that's attending here. But also everybody that's attending here, you're going to get a 25% discount on any package that you choose to do. Those of you that are VIP members, you got a special perk that's way over and above that for VIP members. If you're a VIP member and you took advantage of that VIP package, I encourage you to take advantage of that. So I'm going to drop this into the chat with the information that's there. There's the links that you need to do if you choose to get started. And I'm going to turn it back over to Aaron and see if we have any questions. Aaron, you here? Or Stephen? Or anyone else?
I'm here, I guess. I'm actually working on something.
There you go. You're working away.
I am giving away, I'm making sure everyone gets their VIP gifts.
I'm right here. Anybody have any questions? Just put up your electronic hand and we'll get your questions answered.
No questions? Okay.
Hold on, we've got some questions. Nancy, go ahead.
Nancy? You're muted, Nancy.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Tim. Very, very intriguing presentation. I live in Germany, but I speak to English-speaking and German-speaking clients, so this has intrigued me. The question is, with the corporation licensing, I use a different kind of setup when I'm delivering something, but I'm wondering, does the Access dashboard, does it have white label options, or would that be TGD branding?
No, it's gray label dashboard. So they'll have all of their people have access to, they'll only see their content by each one. The corporation issues the link to your licensed content. It will go out to each individual member in their workforce or whoever it is. They can assign it to different departments and so forth. They can allocate it as they want. And all they're going to see is their brand powered by the Great Discovery that's underneath it as a sub-brand. Now, each of those members will also get a free Great Discovery account, but they're not going to automatically be pushed into it or anything else that's on there. So the benefit for the corporate admin team is they've got every administrative tool that they need to be able to measure performance, deliver access, revoke licenses, track scoring, issue certifications, and it's all done. You know, some of these big platforms cost over $1 million a year to do it. Great Discovery is nothing like that. They're paying for the cost that you assign. That's it. That's their cost, and then there's a small annual fee. for a company to be able to bring it on. So if you sold them a course and an item, and it's regularly $1,000 per license, and you discounted 1,000 licenses, and you gave them a 30% discount for 1,000 licenses, they're going to issue those licenses out. That goes through it. So that's how it works.
That's great. How about Melva?
Hey, Melva.
Hi. So I'm trying to get clear on the enrollment. So it seems like you get more for the monthly plan than you do the unlimited.
You do, because it has all of the tools and everything that's included, Melva. So you get everything is all bundled in, whereas with the unlimited plan, you have unlimited hosting and translation for life. That's a huge value. But the tools are add-ons, whereas the other one has unlimited hosting and content for life. With the add-ons, you get a lower starting cost. Either way, it's not any measurable expense for most people anyway. But wanted to structure it that way. But the tools and resources that we've got are really second to none. When it comes to AI tools, for example, what you're getting with that, every time one of the models comes out with a new update, it's instantly deployed. You're not going out and say, oh well, now it's ChatGPT 9.12, whatever it may be. You automatically have it. Every new vision creator, every new agentic AI, it's automatically rolled out and deployed in your platform. And that on its own is just $59 a month. You can even get that separately if you want, with all the other translation benefits and things that are in there.
Okay. Yeah, I was trying to figure out which plan would work the best. Thank you so much.
And the bottom line for us is we make money when you make money. If you're not making sales, it's a wash for us. Our focus entirely is on serving you so that you can serve and empower humanity with your knowledge, gifts, and talents. That's really what it's all about.
Great.
So it sounds like a 100% win-win.
It is. We think so anyway. I'm a little bit biased, but we think it's a lot.
Yep. How about Sandra? Go ahead, Sandra.
So I wanted to get clear on how the live events work. So it sounds like the live event, you would just do it once and then it would be a pre-recorded after that, or would you do lives over and over again, or how does that work?
It can work both ways. You can, so with a TGD channel, you can host your Zoom events through the TGD channel, stream it anywhere, right? But when you're using your Zoom account through TGD, and it becomes translatable in real time. So if you have a listener that only speaks German, for example, they'll hear you in German. They'll be able to speak back. You'll hear them in English, real-time translation. And then, of course, once it's also the recording is rendered, it's translatable on demand. If somebody opens that recording in Portugal, they'll hear it in Portuguese. They open it in Tanzania, they'll hear it in Swahili. You get the idea. So it's really a door opener. We're moving into like it or hate it, we're moving into a global society, and to be equipped. Like it or hate it, we're moving into AI. You can either be equipped to it or you can be left behind. The Great Discovery is really a pioneer in really enabling multinational workforces and groups to be able to work together. For people in developing economies to be able to have access to knowledge that's really been isolated into developed economies. We want anyone with an internet connection has the ability to learn and be empowered with the Great Discovery. That's really what we're all about. And now by applying that to companies. Not every company is a big for-profit thing. Some cases it's small churches or groups or nonprofits. They're maybe on a tight budget, but now they're able to do things that the big companies can do with their multi-million-dollar LMS budgets that have been out of reach of a lot of different small groups. And we wanted to bridge that gap.
That's great.
Okay, can I add on? So if I'm doing live and I have a giveaway, a check sheet or something like that, you would translate that as well for the people, or
yeah, anything that you have hosted on the Great Discovery. So for example, I know Aaron has, I don't know, a half a dozen, 2, 3 dozen, a couple, maybe a dozen courses and content and offers and things that are up. But everything that she has on the Great Discovery is available in any language on demand. So if Aaron is posting a link, you know, a coaching session or a summit or something through her TGD channel, she can drop a link to her content and they can grab that on demand anywhere in the world, instantly available in their language, as long as Aaron pre-translated. It costs her nothing to do that. She just has to pre-select the languages she wants to translate it into, right?
Okay.
Great. Tim, the question is, for the monthly 25% gift, is that for the first month only or for the lifetime of the subscription?
The 25% is for setup only. The subscriptions are, you know, 3 and free anyway. So if you all of us know 3 people that could benefit for this, and you bring 3 people, it doesn't cost anything anymore. And you're getting paid on those 3 subscriptions too, so you're in the black.
Right. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions that anyone has? Okay. Well, I
think we're good.
I'll turn it back to you. I'm looking forward to learning from Mitch.
Yes, it'll be great. Thanks, Tim.
Okay, you got it. Thanks, guys.
All right. So, Aaron, I'm going to give him a chance to do breakout rooms.
Okay. I was on mute. I was talking to.
Oh, no problem.
What do you want us to do in the breakouts?
I'm going to share that for you in just one second. Let me just recreate the rooms. Give me just one second.
All that are in here, just so you know, behind scenes, I'm going in and making sure that all of you that upgraded to VIP are getting the Red Dot Challenge, my TEDx, I told you, is the new bonus, and the making sure you have your challenge tickets to attend our 4-day challenge, August. Was it 18th to the 21st? And then I'll be going through everyone, the regular people, because you all get a free ticket to that too. So I'll make sure all of the people who registered will get their free tickets. So that's what I'm doing behind scenes. So you might be getting lots of emails. You probably got right after lunch, after our panel. I sent a new email with all the access to all the VIP things. Privately message me if you did not receive that, because all the gifts are in there. But then I'm also having to go behind my scene in Kajabi and grant you access to all of these things. So I am doing that while everyone else is listening and learning.
Perfect. All right. So there we go. All right. Take a chance, take this opportunity in the breakout rooms and share what's one of the things that you're going to do that you're going to take action on based on what you've experienced over the 3 days. So to share with each other what's one thing that you're going to take action on or that you're going to do differently because of being a part of the group. So now you should see opportunity to go into breakout rooms, and we'll see you on the other side. We'll give you a few minutes. Hello, Mitch. Great to see you. There you go. All right. That's great.
Deep dive into what you are, Neil. What do you need, Neil? What's your action? How about share it with everybody? What's your one thing that you're going to take action on?
The corporate not workbook, but the implementation guide or whatever else we can call it. That's
Oh,
one
okay.
takeaway.
Great.
And Stephen, you presented that very well today. I really enjoyed that. So that's
Thank you so
something
much.
I've been involved in. So I would love to kind of be guided by you and Erin on that.
Sure. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Happy to. All right. Welcome back. So we are excited to have Mitch Axelrod with us. I'm going to share his introduction, and then we're going to have the pleasure of learning from Mitch. So Mitch